This is when David's a little boy, and he lives at home with his mommy and daddy, and there's a king named Saul, and he's fighting with some other people called the Philistines, and the Philistines, they have this really super big guy, and everybody's afraid of him. Remember what his name is? Goliath.
Goliath.
Yeah, and he's super big. He's super big. He's like a giant. And see, he's got a helmet and a sword and a spear and a shield, and everybody's afraid of him.
That's why he's a bad guy.
Well, yeah, and he tries to hurt everybody, and he's really
That's
good.
what Darth Vader is a bad guy too.
Yeah, he's kind of like Darth Vader, except a long, long time ago. And he doesn't have a lightsaber; he just has a sword. But yeah, does his helmet look kind of like a Darth Vader helmet, but yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of does. Okay.
And Zip it has a thing on top of the yellow.
Yeah. It's a little bit different than Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
So then he says,
Zip it has a mustache.
yeah, he has, and he's got a big beard.
But he doesn't have a lightsaber. That's his sword.
Yes. And so then I should have my phone. I was gonna get out the lightsaber.
Why is he?
So then Goliath says to King Saul, he says, nobody can beat me. I will beat everybody up. See, there he is. He's big. Everybody's afraid of him.
Why?
And he says, find somebody to fight me. But nobody wants to fight him. So then, so David's daddy says, go take these sandwiches to the soldiers. And that's the place where they're fighting everybody and fighting Goliath. And so he takes a bag full of sandwiches. And they're so yummy. And so he goes and gives the sandwiches to the soldiers. And then he sees Goliath. And Goliath is so big and he's scary. And everybody's scared of Goliath. And Saul says, what am I going to do? Everybody's afraid of this guy. And David says, hey, I'll fight that guy. And then Saul says,
Really?
well, okay, let me finish the story and I'll give you more water. And then everybody's afraid of him, but David says, I'll fight him. And Saul says, what are you, stupid? Like, you're little and Goliath's like super big and he'll squish you. And David says, no, he won't squish me. Let me try. And then Saul says, okay. And then he gives David his sword and his shield and his helmet and his armor. But they're too big. See how big they are there?
He's not a big boy yet.
No, he's not a big boy yet. And his things are all too big. He says, these are not going to work.
That sword is...
It's too big. He can't even lift it.
He can't even lift that spinning thing either.
And so then what does he do? What does he get?
He picks some rocks.
Yes, some rocks. And because he has, what does he have?
A helmet.
Well, yeah, but what does he have? That rope thing. He swings it around. It's called a sling.
Yeah,
And you put a rock in it and you swing it around really fast, and you can throw the rock super fast.
To the giant.
Whoa, I'm getting to that. And then he goes back to the giant, and the giant says, "Oh, I'm gonna squish you, David." But then, even though David doesn't have any sword or shield or armor or helmet, he swings his rock around really fast, and he throws it at Goliath, and he hits him in the head, and Goliath falls over, and David wins. See, David's like, "Yeah, I win." Yeah.
David won the 5.
Because he was smart and brave. He was very brave, and
David won the 5.
and he didn't just do what everybody else said. He thought about it. He said, "How can I beat Goliath? I got to think." And then he said, "Goliath is really big and he's got lots of armor, but he's got this space in his helmet where I can see his head. And so if I can hit him with a rock in the head, then I will win. And so we did.
That looks silly.
And that's how David beat Goliath. And that's the end of the story.